Okay, kids, let's go.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
It's working! It's working!
Away! What have we here?
Are you an angel?
You guys are so funny.
Yes, I am.
Hello.
I'm a fucking queen, so technically.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello. Probe droids.
Looking.
Dangles.
Found someone you have, I would say.
Ray shields.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good Day
Hello,
Galaxy,
everyone.
Rogue Squadron podcast.
Hi, everyone. How are you? This is a podcast about sleep and how important it is and what happens when you don't get enough of it.
Globalists have tuned in. Recording in progress.
You know, since you were talking about Ant-Man and like the quantum realm and everything, I'm like, I've never wanted something so badly as to go to the quantum realm and like sleep for 12 hours and lose no time and come back to the real world. I've been thinking about that for like, when did you watch that movie? I've been thinking about that for like 6 weeks straight.
Depending on the acid you drop, it could theoretically happen.
But do you get any sleep?
Well, do you ever really?
If you're on acid, you're experiencing things. I'm talking about, I want to sleep with no consequences.
No consequences.
Like, out of all things I could do with no consequences.
If the whole world would just put 24 hours aside and say it's a sleep day, no one do anything productive. You can stay awake, you can be home, you can game or whatever, but 24 hours, nothing moves, nothing changes, no one works. Now, the issue is, like, the people that run the power companies are like, well,
exactly.
Yeah. But
everyone's going to be triple gaming and fucking running their AC.
Yep. No births. You're not allowed to give birth on today.
Yeah, there's too many variables, you know? There's too many things that, like, everyone's off today except the Jedi have to be on patrol and the probe droids have to be out and about.
Yeah.
Someone's got to lube them up, you know?
What if
that was a plot of an episode of Dexter's Lab, I think. I think Mandark creates an extra day.
Let's fucking do it.
I think he creates an 8th day where it's just like an extra, makes the week a 3-day weekend. I think.
Why not?
I think that happened.
Why not?
I'm curious, actually. Talk.
Dude, that's what leap years should do. There should be an extra day that's not counted as a business day. So every 4 years, we just get a burn day that no one does shit.
What? Cartoon where someone invents an extra day. Maybe it wasn't Dexter's Lab. I know it was something, though.
Meet the Robinsons. Wallace and Gromit. Disney.
I cannot find it. If anyone knows, please shout it out.
Land Before Time.
I'm certain that I've seen it, and I'm certain that it's not
Care Bears.
one of those
He-Man.
glass Power Ranger cups from Burger King that
Masters
I made
of
up
the
that
Universe.
weren't actually real. Radical Phoenix, if you know what I'm talking about, I know there was some sort of childhood cartoon where they created in like an extra day and made the weekend longer. Anyways.
I remember the Pete and Pete episode. Now, I could be lying, too. I remember an episode of a live-action show where the kid tried to stay awake. Remember drinking about stuff? Commander just had an oil spill.
I told you I was tired, dude.
But Pete and Pete, I think the kid was trying to stay awake for 24 hours, and he got to like hour 23 and passed out. He like couldn't do it, but
Wait, just 24?
I think that's what because
We've done that multiple times.
I'm making it up at this point, but if I had to remember, I think it was like there was a story about another kid staying
Sure, it
awake
wasn't like
for 24
48 hours or something.
maybe. But
Because 24 is easy.
someone was talking about like a kid being able to do it, and then Pete's like, "No, I'm gonna fucking do it then."
Yeah, dude, we used to be Pete. By that measure.
I don't know about all that. I napped a lot when I was a kid. I come
Dude, we
home.
used to do like double sleepovers on some weekends.
Yeah.
Like we stay up all night, sleep from like 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then go
Do it all
home and
over
eat
again.
and then do it all over again.
Yeah.
That used to be a frequent occurrence. Once you get hooked on a video game, dude, you're just up. Once we started playing Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance or fucking, what was that snowboarding game?
1080. Amped.
We're up all night, dude.
Yeah, there was. I wish. So if I had 3 wishes.
All right, genie in a bottle.
Two
Let's
of
do
them would be like, I don't know, pretty.
Like lots of money, probably.
No, I mean, I don't know. Be pretty like standard things. 2 of them would be pretty standard. But my last one would probably be like a crazy wild card where I would just have enough time in my days, weeks, whatever, to truly dive into. I want to say studying stuff, but like truly giving a video game its due. Like, just diving right into it. Do a whole fucking weekend block and just do it. A book. Just having enough time to just do it right. A movie or a series or something.
Yeah.
Just having enough time.
I see what you mean.
Maybe it would be something around time, but I would always, like, loop it in and be like, I want to be able to watch Star Wars from episode 1 in one day.
R2 agrees with you.
R2's like, I got to boot it up. Let's do it.
I'm in Star Wars. Do you remember? Yeah, I would be able to control time would be one of them. Slow time down where it's moving at, like 1/1,000,000th of what it normally does. Everyone's like barely doing their thing. Go fucking take a nap, wake up, turn it back to normal. Everything's standard. And then I would be able to fly. And then I would probably, I would wish for like $1 million a year. Every year, no matter what. You got to put the stipulations on your wishes,
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest flaw. When, you get a wish, you're like, oh, I wish, I had all the toys in the world. And then, like, the genie puts all of the toys above you and they fall on you and crush you and they kill you.
Or you steal every other kid's toys, so you're the only kid with toys. So when you go other kids' houses, they just don't have toys because you have them all.
Right.
You're
and
like,
they
well,
hate
this
you,
sucks.
And there's nothing to do. Yeah, the genie, like, you gotta hire a lawyer to write your wish out properly. Like,
Section 3 of this
let it
wish.
be known heretofore, as such, commander can control time.
Quelth.
I'm naming my next album Quelth. New band name, I call it. Okay.
What?
It's like quenching your wealth. You just get it quenched. Quelth.
You know how horrible of a movie Richie Rich is?
Yeah, he's got
not Richie Rich.
he's got a
Sorry.
McDonald's.
No.
Richie Rich.
Blank Check.
Oh,
Blank
yeah.
Check is what I'm thinking of.
Dude, that 30-year-old woman makes out with a 14-year-old, and it's like, okay.
If you had unlimited cash, you would try to bang a mature woman.
I like that I think the check ends up being for $1 million, and he spends way beyond that, but they just kind of play it off.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
They were not, they did not follow, they weren't accounting properly back then.
I know $1 million was a lot in the 90s, but it wasn't that fucking much. He had it all.
Yeah. Inflation hasn't been that crazy.
It has, though.
It's been pretty crazy.
It's been pretty crazy. Not that crazy, but it's out there.
It's been pretty crazy. All right. Lock those rates in, everybody.
So you...
So what's been new, dude? What were you going to say? Sorry, I cut you off.
We just watched... I viewed the Loki Season 2 trailer just before we pressed record.
Well, I saw it, an hour ago.
It's one... I'm sure it's going to be good. But it's not one that I'm, like, yearning for. I don't know. It's... What my thought is, the 2 standout characters from the original Avengers sleuth gang is Loki and Ant-Man, and they're the 2 wild cards that can just do whatever the fuck they want, whenever they want, wherever they want, and they can still make it make sense.
Yes.
And it's fine. And it's like, okay.
Yep.
So you have a bad guy and a good guy, well, borderline bad guy, and then one obvious good guy that they can just kind of do whatever. I'm fine with that for standalone stuff, and I think that's kind of where we are. But
yeah,
I know the Loki stuff's going to kind of hardcore get into the more Kang stuff, and honestly, that's where, spoiler alert, Quantumania, goes. So their stories are overlapping in effects, but I'm sure those characters will never overlap again. But
sorry. Radical Phoenix answered me. Quail Man made an 8th day in Doug.
Oh.
That's what it was from. I don't know why I thought it was. Yeah, called Fun Day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Fun Day.
You know what the worst thing about Doug was?
All of it.
When it was bought out, when it was bought out by Disney, they changed the theme song, and it just did not. It wasn't the same.
Wait, did it switch to the Disney Channel?
That's the classic one.
Right.
The new one's different.
When did that
So
happen?
when you- I
don't
don't know.
if I know the new one.
When you go to Disney Plus and watch Doug, which I believe it's on there, you don't get that classic.
Oh wait,
intro.
you mean it? All the original stuff is streaming, but they changed the intro.
Maybe and or only the Disney episodes are on Disney.
Fuck. I haven't watched Doug in forever.
That's one we never bring up, and I spent a lot of time watching Doug as a kid.
That's true.
Random stuff
I remember
that.
like the Kula Cuckoo. When they say like, you know, there's some mystic thing out in the lake, you have to go around and like do this call all night long for him to show up, and like Doug is out there saying Kula Cuckoo, and fucking Roger with like the bacon hair is making fun of him and shit.
The bacon.
That's like all I remember. I don't remember anything. Like I know Quail Man and I know Patty Mayonnaise.
And his buddy Skeeter.
Yeah, but I don't remember any other plot lines. I mean, from any other show, any other episodes.
I don't really either.
Kula Cuckoo, that's all I know.
That Hey Arnold I watched a lot of with Helga, and
Hey Arnold made me. Hey Arnold, Ninja Turtles, and
you wanted to be in New York City.
there's got to be something else. Like Men in Black. I was like, dude, I wish I lived in New York City.
I wanted to be at the Foot Gang arcade,
Yes, dude.
bowling alley.
I got to steal some TVs. That's fine. I have arcades all day, dude. Free
Arcades.
pizza. I get to beat up turtles.
Half pipe. You can smoke the cigs there.
I was actually, Mr. Sunday was doing some reviews of the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles because the new one's coming out soon. And they were, you know, just referencing the older ones, and they were just exclaiming how strong they were in the Michael Bay ones, and then remembering that, like, their line was, Raphael got put into a coma by a bunch of teenagers because the Foot Clan is just a bunch of teenagers. They're being trained by that
Yeah.
savage, but when they get out there and they're in like their, you know, black leotards with the bug eyes and stuff, like that's just the same teenagers from the fucking hideout.
But they're teenagers with nicotine.
They didn't have Adderall back then. Nicotine and
Some of the
Mountain Dew.
cocaine.
Mountain Dew and, you know, free stereos.
Yeah.
I love the opening of that movie too. It's like anyone born literally the day after that movie came out and later has no reference to what that is.
They're bad.
Clueless.
They're bad movies.
What?
They're bad.
No, the first one's not that bad.
They're bad.
No, dude, no. The first
That's
one is
nostalgia.
not that bad.
That's nostalgia for you.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm
It's bad.
fully willing to admit many things, like the Power Rangers movie sucks. I can admit all those things. Ninja Turtles is not that bad.
I won't say it's bad. It's extremely dated, and I wouldn't doubt that any Gen Z would just struggle to get through it.
Anything with the VCR is dated.
No.
No matter how
Lion
good it
King's
is.
not.
No, anything with the VCR in the movie
Oh.
is dated.
Lion King doesn't have a VCR, I don't think.
No, they
That's-
did not have VCRs on the Tundra. I almost said Tundra. On the fucking... What is it?
Landscapes.
No.
The...
Savannah.
Is that where they lived? The savannah?
I think it's a term for like a fucking grassy field.
Sam Squanches.
Let's look it up.
Where did Lion King take place?
I know that.
Mufasa died in a...
They weren't. I know they weren't in the desert.
Squalor.
I'm trying to think of Savannah, not Savannah, Georgia. Savannah without the H. A mixed woodland grassland ecosystem characterized by trees, etc., no canopy, etc.
Made famous by Lion King.
See?
It says right there in
Yeah,
big under...
I'm correct.
Okay.
Africa.
Africa.
Yeah. Grass Savannah in South Africa. All right, dude. That's where Lion King took place. Savannah, Georgia. You heard it here first. What's up, Kigo?
Savannah, Georgia.
Welcome.
Have you ever been to Georgia?
Yes, I love Savannah, actually. We've been there 3 times.
Been to Atlanta.
I love it. Never been to Atlanta. Savannah's cool, man. It's fun.
Not a big South fan. Altogether. Nashville's alright. That's about, but that ain't.
I like
that.
Nashville. I like North Carolina. South Carolina, I don't remember much from Charleston, so I have no comment.
True.
I love Savannah. I've never been to Mississippi or Alabama or Arkansas at all, so I
Yeah.
have no idea what goes on
It's
in those
just
states.
different. It's just different. That's
And
all.
Florida, you know, I'm hit or miss on Florida. I'm 50-50. Catch me on the right day.
Yeah.
Catch me on the wrong day. I'm like, dude, flies, swamp, fucking rain. I hate it. Get me out of here.
Hurricanes, alligators.
Yes, exactly. But Disney,
We've been
I'll be there in September, so I'll let you know how much I hate
we've
it.
been watching some shark stuff, kind of leftover bits from Shark Week
Never
on-
watched Shark Week.
on YouTube. There's straight up like Pokemon battles, so they'll just say like bull shark versus hammerheads, and it'll do a full hour of the attacks and
Just smash into each other.
oh yeah, correct answer is hammerhead. Bull sharks look fucking cool though.
Is that why you asked me about sharks last week?
Dude, they had one. It was killer whales against great white sharks. And I was like, oh.
I mean, the killer
Probably a
whales
killer
are
whale.
named because they kill the sharks. So,
No, they kill whales. It's in their name.
no, I think it's a whale that kills the sharks.
No, they're killer whales.
I know, the whales that are killers.
Their names are orcas. Orca.
I'm going to find out. We're going to do research Squadron.
Dude, killer whales are probably some of the most savage alien. Dude, I want to give them a hug.
I love, dude, I watched
look
Free
like-
Willy a million times as a kid.
Free
I
Willy.
love orcas. If my favorite like fish or sea creature is probably like, I would probably say orca.
They look like a fish panda, but they're the most deadly
Yeah.
thing in the water
Yeah,
ever.
exactly.
Yeah. Also called a killer whale.
It doesn't say. Orcas are commonly referred to as killer whales, but it doesn't say like why. Like why do they kill things? They're a type of dolphin, actually.
Yeah, they give live births.
I didn't know that.
They're mammals, just like other whales.
Nice. I don't know. I can't find it. Sorry. I don't want.
Maybe they're just really cool whales. They're just fucking killer whales, man.
How about I say why?
They're not average ass whales. They're killer whales, bro.
Yeah, killer dude. They're bodacious whales.
They're bodacious.
Why are they
Chevy Nova,
killed? Bossa Nova.
Bossa Nova, radical.
See, that's a good movie. Excellent.
Prey on other whales. Mopar is right again. Thank you, R2.
Damn
Thank
it.
you, R2.
All right. R2's got your back.
They don't give a fuck.
I'm outnumbered. I understand. I'm not a nautical expert. Sorry.
Nautacious.
Okay.
I do have a super random draft if you want to get into that, but
I don't know, man.
yeah, anything. Oh, we tried to team up and kill the fucking space scorpion in Elden Ring.
I don't remember. That's the most intense moment in recent memory for me, where I go back to a game that I feel like I know in my blood, and I am just so clueless.
Yeah.
It's so detailed that I'm like, I don't even know what my build is. I don't know what weapon I was using. I have no clue, like
Let
what
alone
enchantments I'm supposed to use. Like
Attacks and
I was
timing and rolling.
clueless, dude.
Yeah, you get smacked quick.
I was clueless. It was hard to do that.
I ended up not beating him. I went elsewhere and did some crazy shit. But I've leveled up quite a few times. I've defeated some big shit in between there and now. So.
You should be right at that level. You said you were what, like 140?
No, I think it was 120 something.
Maybe I was 140 then. And I had gotten to the end already. So like that's about right.
I mean, I think the whole map I've uncovered. I just got that last map in the snowfields, and I think that's the last bit.
And I never went to that mine, so I didn't even. I mean, there was one spot I
That's
had
the crazy
gone to.
thing. I feel like if I started a new character tomorrow and did the exact same route, there's gonna be things to be like, oh fuck, I could take a right here instead, and it opens up to a whole another castle I never saw.
Do you have any? Is there any detriment to? The map has a bunch of those mines where it's like a similar layout, and then you get to the end, and there's a boss, and then you kill it, and there's like, does that bother you at all?
No, because it's kind of the grind. Normally, what's in those mines are those smithing stones, and normally they're leveled to where they're at. So,
Right. Which you need.
which you
have to do
need,
those.
and they are limited. There's not like an unlimited smithing stone.
Yeah.
I did.
You can buy unlimited.
I did defeat a couple dragons between now and when we played, and I got some dragon smithing stones, and I maxed out both my shield and my sword.
Very nice.
So I didn't know there was a max, but now I know.
25, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the. There's only 2 decent complaints I've ever heard levied against Elden Ring. One of them is the story is hard to follow because it's not narrative. You have to like ask people what the story is.
Yeah, it's
your character
very-
doesn't like say or do anything. Which that's been a complaint since the original one.
Sure,
So no
yeah.
worries. And then the other thing is because it's open world, there's a lot of stuff that's repeated. I mean, I don't think that's really applicable. And it's funny because I was actually just one of the YouTube things that popped up the other day was a documentary about they're finishing the development of Oblivion before like the trailer at E3 back in 2004, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And Todd Howard said, you know, the game has all this stuff and NPCs and beautiful landscapes and whatever, but essentially you're going into a dungeon, you're killing stuff, you're getting loot, and then you're going to the next dungeon and you're killing stuff and you're getting loot. It's like, don't forget that really is the core mechanic of the game. You go to this dungeon, you get this loot, and then you go to the next one and it's harder, and you beat this new boss and you get this new loot.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not fair to really judge the game based around that because that is most of what you're doing.
I don't feel like it's had like stock caves. Like even if there's like a
Not stock, but they
certain
do
type.
reuse like some enemies a lot.
Yeah, like those rock drilling guys, they're in like 50% of the caves once you get to a certain
Yeah.
point. Yeah, I get it, but the cave layouts have always been different, which they've always been unique, and they could have just defaulted a lot of that stuff, like Skyrim. You walk into a cave, and I feel like 30% of them are the exact same cave.
Right.
This one, at least the caves are unique.
Yeah.
And they do all. So the other thing is like the secret passages. I've just completely gave up on because I would spend a half hour just fucking attacking walls and caves. I'm like, this is stupid.
I'm just essentially rolling forever. Just
But-
rolling into walls.
Oh, you can do it by
Uncover
rolling?
something. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I always
I
swung.
think there's maybe a couple that you have to like break something in front of the wall first and then roll into it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Just dive into the walls, dude.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Anyways, Elden Ring's good. I hope the DLC comes out soon. I want to play it.
I think Elden Ring is in my top 5 games of all time.
I love hearing that. I'm glad to hear that.
I think it is.
Yeah.
The replayability of it, it's up there with Skyrim. And the map's big enough, and all the enemies are unique enough.
Yeah.
I think every time you change your character, it's a whole brand new game.
God, I think almost all of my tops are. Let's do this real quick.
Open
if you
world?
had to do not draft necessarily, but just top 5. I think most of them are RPGs.
Yeah, most of them are going to be open world.
Because I would say quickly Elden Ring, Skyrim, Mass Effect, and I would probably throw in like maybe Battlefield or something.
Yeah.
Maybe Overwatch, probably not, and then like KOTOR.
I mean,
I'm just all RPGs.
Yeah.
Maybe Final Fantasy 9. I love that fucking game.
I mean, even if I went all the way to 10, I would have the Far Cry's, which is open world. I would have the Fallouts, which is open world.
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
They're all unique
Oblivion.
games. Oblivion.
I would put Oblivion up there, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not too many other ones. Yeah, I think Battlefield would be one of the only first-person shooters. If I got far enough down the list, Halo would be there somewhere.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be because of the storyline. It'd be mostly because multi. But
I have trouble
speaking,
talking. I still have that lingering
yeah.
cough. God damn it. I have trouble categorizing or like choosing if I had to pick a favorite game and I say Mass Effect. I don't know which one. Can I just say Mass Effect because it's a series and I like them all for different reasons. And like Halo, I'm nostalgic for 1 and 2. I played a little bit of 3, not really. But I'm just kind of talking Halo franchise.
Yeah.
not a specific game. Age of Empires, same thing.
So let's do 2 drafts because that's an easy draft.
Okay.
Let's do game franchises.
Franchises, okay. 3 or 5?
Let's do 3 because I feel like 5 is going to be way too difficult. We're going to be overlapping pretty easily.
Okay. I'm going to get my notes ready so I can talk.
Yeah, you can go first since I thought of it. You're going to take a big one off the top.
I don't know. I got to think in the drafts because I'm like, I know the first one that came to mind, but I also need to think like, do I need to steal one from you?
Yeah, there's one I'm not going to give up. If you don't say it, I'm saying it. I'm just saying.
I mean, luckily there's so many good options. I
Yeah.
don't think I'll be sad.
Yeah.
I guess I will start with Mass Effect.
Damn it!
I thought you were going to say Star Wars first.
No.
And I thought about it, and I love Star Wars, but like I never played the Jedi Knights like you did, and even some of like the Starfighter games I never really got into, so it's not like at the very, very top of my list. Sorry.
Fuck. And am I gonna? So this is you already took it. The reason I wasn't gonna give that up is because I've played all 3, and I've even dabbled in whatever the shitty most recent one was. But
What?
like it's a cop out if I say Dark Souls because I've only played like halfway through the first one and I've played Elden Ring. I feel like again it's gonna be a cop out if I say Elder Scrolls because I've only played Skyrim.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a cop out. I just didn't pick that because I knew that wouldn't be like the very top of your list. It's fair for you to say that. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm going off franchise. I'm not going off one game though.
Okay.
So with that said, I might actually roll the dice at the top here and go with Fallout.
Okay.
I truly enjoy Fallout 3, 4, and that's it. But I still like them a lot.
That's fair, dude. You don't have to justify.
We're only doing 3 too, so
Yeah.
be easy.
I will put Dark Souls in there.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad, and I don't think you should feel bad because I've only played 1, 3 in Elden Ring. But
Yeah. You've
I'm
never played Dark Souls 2?
I have a little bit, yes. I played, probably like a dozen hours, but not really. It's a totally different game. It's weird. It's a totally different game. Different team on the developer, and it just looks and feels a little different. But I love the vibe and the lore and the universe. So yeah.
I mean, is it a cop out to say Star Wars? Is that a franchise, or do I have to pick like the Battlefronts?
No, I think if we're gonna say Halo counts for all the Halo games, then
True. Then I'm going Star Wars.
Star Wars counts for all the Star Wars.
That's an easy
games.
one.
Yeah,
KOTOR, I soak up. I soak up the Jedi Knight series. I soak up the Battlefronts.
yeah.
That's solid as fuck. And then you still have some oddball. I mean, come on. Fallen Order. It's a great game.
Yeah. I do love Battlefront too, especially the first 2. Shout out if you're live with us right now. What would you pick? Tell me.
Tell just him, though.
No. Tell R2. He wants to know. God damn, I'm so sorry. This cough is just not going away. I think I'll go Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, you got the big 3.
I mean, there's much more than that.
My heart wants to say Far Cry, actually. That's the one that I actually have played 4, 5, and 6.
Can I rescind?
Go ahead.
No, never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
What were you going to say, Battlefield?
I'll tell you what it is afterwards.
My heart wants to say Far Cry. My brain wants to say actually Battlefields.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't care. I liked Battlefield 5. I liked Battlefield 1. I love Battlefield 4. And I still would play
great.
Hardline I'd play that
Hardline was a lot
an
of
entire
fun.
weekend.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Fuck. See, what saves me is if I want a first-person shooter, that is Far Cry. Far
Right.
Cry does have a
And
lot
Battlefront.
of... Yeah. So, well, I said Far Cry.
Right.
I guess.
But you already picked Star Wars, so,
Fallout's are also a first-person shooter. Yeah. I got a lot of it.
Solid. Final answer.
I'm going with Mario.
I was just gonna say. So as I'm thinking of recent 10 years, but like Zelda, Mario,
yeah,
Pokemon.
yeah.
That's what I almost rescinded for, but I only like the originals, Red and Fire Red, and that's it.
Mario.
And let's go.
Mario has stood the test of time.
Yeah.
The new shit's fucking fantastic. The old shit's fucking fantastic. The middle stuff's fucking fantastic. There actually hasn't been a Mario game that I've started that I haven't finished. And that is
A testament
crazy
to
to
your
say.
dedication.
Because if I get bored for an hour, I'm never turning that fucking game on again.
Man, if I get bored for 10 minutes.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard.
As I get older, my time limit for getting captivated by something gets shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
Which I hate admitting. But my time gets less and less, and there's more and more content. There's more content now than ever before.
Yeah.
So, like, I really need to be grabbed right away in order to get into something. Yes, grab it.
That's easy.
What
That's
other?
easy.
Let's see real quick though. Top. I'm typing with one hand. Sorry, y'all. Top video game franchises.
Ranker. All time. There it is. Mario, number one.
Mario,
Grand
Grand
Theft
Theft Auto, Halo, Final Fantasy, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Resident Evil,
Mortal Kombat.
Minecraft, Mortal Kombat, Donkey Kong, Warcraft.
Don't you feel like it falls off pretty quick? And actually, 4 out of the 5 that we said aren't on there.
That's true.
I don't see Elden Scrolls. I don't see any of that shit.
Elden Souls. At least 250 million copies. Here it is from top to bottom. Top is Mario. Tetris.
Pokemon.
How is that a franchise? It's just like the same game. Pokemon, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, FIFA, of course, Minecraft.
I thought Minecraft was the biggest game of all time.
I think it's like the highest grossing franchise ever. When you count in all the merch and everything. This is just like copies of the game.
Gotcha. But the game's...
And that's one Minecraft versus all the Mario games ever.
Yeah, that's true.
Lego, Sims, Assassin's Creed, Final Fantasy, Need for Speed, Resident Evil, Zelda, Madden, 2K, Star Wars. Star Wars is that low? Jesus.
Yeah.
What?
That's...
Star Wars has sold 124 million copies across all of their games forever for 40 years. That does not sound correct.
That can't be right.
KOTOR alone is like 3 billion.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
I do still feel like it's a niche crowd because it's such a weird setup.
I mean, depending on the game, but fucking Battlefield's popular, or Battlefront's popular as hell. Yeah, I don't know.
Man. Oh, Keegs went to... You were in Japan for a while, right? And you went to the Mario World.
And I saw your pictures of the Gundam. That's awesome.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's very cool. My little cousin's going to Japan on a school trip, and we're all joking, like, we're going to go to Japan with you. And he's like, no.
No.
You're not allowed. You can't go.
Part of the Foot Clan.
We're going,
for my training. I'm bringing my VHS.
We're going, dude, man. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Remember Scamper, the penguin? Remember that shit?
I do not. What the fuck is that?
Man, that's how I grew up.
What?
Scamper the penguin. I'm not fucking around.
With
You
a
don't
C
remember
or a K?
Scamper with a goddamn C? Boom.
The Adventures of Lolo the Penguin?
No, mine was called Scamper the Penguin, 1986.
I've never heard of this ever.
It wasn't that one. Go back. It's this one. Yeah.
Adventures of Scamper the Dangus.
Wait, is this a movie?
Must be rare. The DVD's $43.
Yeah. I had the movie. The Scamper was born. He had his pink girlfriend. He met a macaroni penguin on a pirate ship or something. It was crazy.
Here's Amazon's recommendation. Scamper the Penguin, Willie the Sparrow, and Seventh Brother for only $110.
Jesus. The American Tales were classic when we were growing up. Do you remember those with Feifel? The most popular one was FIFA Goes West. There it is. I didn't know there was 4 of them. I knew there was 2.
I do remember this vaguely. Sorry, y'all. You cannot see this. I apologize, but you know.
FIFA Goes West.
I
hit
do remember
hard.
that. Yeah. I think I maybe in my nostalgia memory mixed it up with like Chip and Dale. Because what creature is he? Fifo.
He's a mouse.
He's a mouse? Okay. Yeah. Between him and Elvin and the Chipmunks and Chip and Dale and Rocky and Bullwinkle, I probably mixed them all up in my head.
Rocky, motherfucker Bullwinkle.
Fucking Russian commies, dude, trying to attack these 2 little animals.
He's got a
What
moose.
a plot, dude.
Fucking moose. Moose and squirrel.
All right. Well, you said you had 2 drafts. What's the other one?
I do have another one if you want to. It's kind of different.
I mean, there's no Star Wars news, so like, yes.
And this one at least has some Star Wars in it. I was going to say, this is going to be an odd draft. We're going to draft our top 5 favorite quotes from Star Wars.
What the shit? Well, my number 1 is...
What?
All right. You start with what?
No, you can start this time. I'm joking.
I can't give it up. My favorite Star Wars quote is, I find your lack of faith disturbing.
It's good.
I love that quote. I love how it's...
I'm trying to
I love
decide
it.
between like serious
Yeah.
versus like what we have turned into quotes over time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of balance to give it.
Cold, sir.
Are we doing all or just movies?
All's fine.
Fuck. This is like the hardest. It's not that weird. It is the hardest draft you've ever proposed.
And we're going to have to look it up. I mean, there's a lot of quotes out there. I mean, I've got like 3 off the top of my head, but there's a lot.
I can't just... All mine are going to be fucking retarded.
Well, that's fine.
I don't know what else to do about it. Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you escaped Terrace alive.
You going with that?
I feel like I have to. It's a classic, man. We need Lord Kerner in the house for this, dude. He's going to dish him out. He's our encyclopedia of quotes. We don't need anyone else. Don't go. We need a Kernerpedia.com.
I'm gonna roll the dice, and I'm going with Kepuna.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. What did I say? Lord Malak. Kepuna. That's a good one. Yeah, let me do some research here real quick. Best Star Wars quotals. It's too many, dude. Way too many. And then a lot of them are like serious and like sentimental.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. And a lot of them are from the original trilogy I'm seeing in this list. I would say the ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
I like it.
Now go away. Or no, now get out of here. I like that. I'm a fan of Qui-Gon, you know, so. All right, number 3, final one, final answer.
I'm going with there's always a bigger fish.
Oh, that's a good one. Sorry, I'm seeing some of these and like they're not supposed to be funny, but the way that we have said them over the years is just making me fucking crackle. Oh, that's good too. I'm gonna say Achuta. You got Kepuna. I'll take Achuta.
Achuta.
I like it.
Mine's gonna be a deeper one from Yoda. Then can't let this one go. I'm going with do or do not.
Yeah.
There is no try.
Some honorable mentions here as I'm scrolling through. I'm a Mandalorian. Weapons are part of my religion. Like that one. Star Wars, dude. Nerf herder. Dink Ferrick, Fuzzball, Walking Carpet. I am not a committee.
Fuzzball. Yeah, man. I like what's the Chewbacca when he yells about the Yep.
That's what he sounds like, right?
Are you
Can I
happy?
use that for a quote?
Are you yes, you can.
Just Jabba laughing. What am I happy about?
Joyful laughter. Are you happy that Chewbacca lived?
Unfortunately, no.
You're not happy?
I mean, as a Chewbacca lover, he's one of my favorite characters of all time. I love him. I'm glad he's there. But I feel like there should have been more dire stakes for the homies.
So let's in my head,
I'm probably totally contradicting myself.
Han Solo dies in 7.
3 years ago. Yes.
I think it would have been I know they would never do this, but maybe in a comic or something they would get this vile. Once Chewie visually sees Han get stabbed and dies, I feel like he has these detonators all over him that he's planting. I think if there was a way to write that he took himself out, killing something big or blowing up a space station or something, I feel like that would have been not only badass, but like an honorable way that like a Wookiee would see, like, I have almost a life debt to Han. If he dies, it's borderline my fault. Like, that's kind of part of their culture.
Or borderline, like, my life is worthless now.
Right. There's nothing else. Yeah. Yeah. These furry nuts don't...
They don't reproduce.
They don't do it. So I think that would be a cool thing. Or I do like the idea of those Tales of the Jedi books, or what were they? The earlier series that Chewie saves Luke's son and dies doing it.
That's New Jedi Order stuff.
New Jedi Order. Thank you. I think it's badass. Sacrifice, some type of sacrifice. I think. And that he
For
decides.
his character, yes, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
In a K2SO way.
Yes, totally.
I mean, that's a perfect way for Chewbacca to go out. Go ahead.
I mean, I like the diversion in 9. It was fun. I liked how they played it out, but it would have been good by the end of the movie if he had, gone the full way and done something like that. I see what they were trying to do and kind of pass along all of the main Star Wars items to Rey to take everything over. Like, she got the lightsaber first. Han, she's like, she knows how to work the Falcon. Han dies. She kind of assumes and takes over the Falcon.
Yeah.
Chewie's now kind of like her number 2. They got all the porgs on the ship and everything. Like, they're trying to pass everything down, which I understand.
It's even beyond that, though. I don't like how you spelled it out, even. So it's obvious that she gets the lightsaber. In my head, it wasn't as obvious, like the passing of the Millennium Falcon to her, because it's not a physical pass. She just kind of takes, like,
it was never official.
But it kind of does happen. The fucking Jedi texts get passed on to her. Yep. I mean, everything.
BB-8 almost kind of.
Yeah, BB-8 basically becomes hers. C-3PO, R2, like everything's hers.
Yeah. Everyone's dead, dude. BB-8 might have gone back with Poe. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chewie should have gotten the ship, and Chewie should have picked his own number 2, man. He should have gone up in the ranks.
I think Chewie likes being number 2, and that's not a bad thing. That's
true.
He likes...
It's an important role.
He can't even talk basic, so what is he going to do?
Exactly. Someone tries to argue, he doesn't have any time for
He
it.
just rips him in half.
Smash. Yank. Pull. Crash.
Crash.
That's all he needs.
Yank!
And she stole the Skywalker name most of all. Yeah, Kiko. I'm okay with it for the most part, honestly.
I'm wondering how they play that up. So even with the ill...
Episode 10 predictions.
The ill decisions that they've made... I do feel like going forward, if someone takes reins of Star Wars, they can still spin everything in a fucking badass way.
Of course. They always can.
She could be the Last Jedi. She could start a whole new cult of, and just name it something different. The Skywalkers.
Here's the only thing I'm worried about.
Go ahead.
I don't like when they replay the same plot lines.
Yeah.
So original trilogy happens. Luke wins. Everyone saves the day. We're happy. Blah blah blah. In expanded universe, Luke restarts the Jedi Order, and obviously it doesn't go very well. We find that out because we go back to the prequels. We do the whole thing. Jedi Order. They collapse, etc., etc. But now I feel like Luke, this individual Jedi, strove through all of his struggles or whatever, beat Darth Vader, takes over the Jedi Order, and then that just totally fucking fails and tanks. And now we get Rey, and she has to go through all of her struggles to get to the top, and she beats Palpatine, and now she takes over the Jedi Order. Well, like, aren't we just rehashing the same goddamn? Like, what is she going to do in episode 10? Is she actually going to restart it, or is she going to fail? And then we have to get fucking Anakin Skywalker
again.
number 7.
Yeah.
To come through and walk through the same fucking...
You know what it is, though? Because the good guys morally are going to be all the same. The bad guys and the hill that the good guys have to climb can be different and varying. Yeah. So, and as you were talking, my mind was going through at a high level of what the conflict is in the prequels, OT, and sequels. On a very basic level, I mean, it is good versus bad in the prequels, but I feel like it's straight up war. It's setting up the war, the political war, the actual war, the droids, the armies. It's all there.
Yep.
The dark versus light Jedi. Oh, was it more than that? Was it more than that?
Goddamn.
Oh my god.
He's like, I was there,
Goddamn.
motherfucker. I remember.
You had to clear up droid chlamydia up in this bitch. I think the OT, well, and I think the dominoes are started with just the dark versus light sorcerers for the OT.
Yeah.
So we have the war. Now we have Jedi versus Sith for the most part. And I know that's sprinkled in, guys.
I was going to say more like, yeah, go ahead.
We're getting to the sequels, which I feel like is more of an internal battle for the good guys.
Which, funnily enough, I feel like this all kind of mirrors eras of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like original trilogy, good versus bad, done.
Yes.
2000s, late 90s, it's heavy action and war.
Yeah.
And then now, modern day, it's like internal struggle, psychology, mental stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean,
So
Rey,
what are we gonna do
Rey
in
doesn't even
4
like
years?
fight a bad guy for... I mean, she kind of fights... She does fight
She fights Kylo a couple
at the end of
times.
7.
That's it. And they fight together at 8, and then she fights him again at 9. Twice.
She fights him 3 times, and nothing happens. She kills him, and then brings him back. Heal.
Well, yeah, she doesn't kill him.
Oh, she fucking...
She stabs him, and then she heals his stab. Because he didn't stab her, so she had to stab him.
Yeah. That's what happens. You get stabbed. I don't know. So going forward, is it like you said? I am not about the rehashing.
Well, if we're following the trend of filmmaking, now we're in multiverse time travel era. So obviously, we're going to introduce multiverse to Star Wars. That's
Ant-Man.
the next thing.
Yeah.
By the way, in that Loki trailer, the reason I mentioned what I mentioned about that actor is you've never seen Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
But it's about multiple dimensions and like tripping through different realities. So the fact that we're talking about the Loki season 2 trailer, by the way, the fact that he is in there working for the TVA talking about like tripping through time travel, I'm like, oh, is that just like a fun little nod because we all know and it's meta? Or is that universe going to cross over into Marvel territory, dude?
Yeah. How can the Jedi change? Like let's try to open that door though.
They can't.
All the Jedi are dead. Rey is not a teacher. She has the text so she can learn from their mistakes.
No, dude.
Let's just walk down this road.
You can't stop it.
It's always going to eventually get to the dark side.
It's
eventually...
Reapers. It's the Reapers.
Yeah.
The Jedi are going to start from humble beginnings and grow and be good guys and then eventually establish an order and then get complacent and get corrupt and then fucking get taken out and then they go into hiding and then it starts over again. Forever.
I'd like to see an AI droid army. We're borderline there with
There is no AI in Star Wars.
prequels.
It's actually, is there?
Not really, because they're all like
Droids have intelligence, but they have limits.
It's all like preloaded. Like they can't just like, but they do kind of learn.
It's interesting.
My point is, I feel like that could truly be like a new age issue in a Star Wars movie that could really blossom into something really cool. Because it's kind of on the topics today. Like, how far is AI gonna go? There's fake songs that you can't even like realize.
That is interesting.
So if AI took over and found out that they can just upload information into droids and change the world,
Yeah.
so now you're not fighting droids, you're fighting like software. Which, how are you gonna defeat software?
Well, and that's always been a gray area, like how human are droids.
Yeah.
Like K2 dies and we cry, but he's still just a robot. So, yeah, there could be some sort of development where droids wake up and like, what the fuck's going on? I'm sure
Well-
they've done that in like an episode of the Clone Wars.
Well, they did in Mando season 3. They had that droid bar.
I blacked out during that.
I was in that bar.
I hated all of that. I don't remember it.
Someone that recently just said, "Oh, dude, fucking season 3 was great, right?" I was like, "Yep, yes, it was."
Yes.
For some
Kathy.
people,
Yes,
it really was. I would like to rewatch it. I do think the one a week thing just hinders it.
Why?
Because it's all this build up and all this hype, and then you watch the episode and you're like,
the way they structure it,
man.
it does hinder it. But I'm glad that the whole binging setup has been kind of left behind.
Yeah.
I like the weekly releases. It makes it easier.
I do too.
Like, it worked great with Succession. I think Mando just didn't work around that properly,
Yeah.
which is not, yeah, it's their fault. It's all their fault.
Outside of possible Yuzong Vong shit coming in, so an alien species coming in from outside the galaxy, I'm not sure how crazy you can still get.
Dude,
Or-
if they
or like
retconned everything
mystical-
else, retcon that, bring
Dude,
it in.
mystical, powerful ghosts, ancient beings, sorcery. I mean, there's a lot of untapped potential.
Ancient stuff would be cool.
Dude, you could do.
We're getting something
You could
ancient,
do a,
right?
You could do a COVID era.
I'd like to do a Star Wars episode
The
about
Jedi
iPhones.
just cough a lot during their fight scenes.
Yeah. I don't have COVID, though, by the way.
That's good.
What was I going to say? Oh, one of the movies that they announced at Celebration, they are going to do like an ancient one. Like a Origin of the Jedi, right? That was on the docket?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
isn't that what Acolyte's about? It's supposed to happen like 1,000 years ago.
No, that's like High Republic era.
Oh.
But they
Also-
announced a movie. There's the Rey thing. There's the Thrawn movie with like the end of the Mandoverse. And then there's like something about the first Jedi. Ancient times. Shit. So that'll give you what you need.
Anything you need. Well, you know what's hard?
Until you see it and you're like,
You know
fuck
what's
this.
hard these days? In the 1970s, it was easy to be like, oh, it's futuristic because look at all this technology.
Right.
Now, what's new technology? What can you see 50 years from now? You're like, all right, well,
Yeah.
floating cars, I guess. We've already got that in Star Wars. Okay, well,
Well, it's not about that necessarily in Star Wars, which I like. Whereas, like,
Sure.
if there was like a massive, like, if Mass Effect was like a TV series that was ongoing, I feel like that would be more of a struggle because it's based in our world like 200 years from now or something like that.
mm-hmm.
With Star Wars, we've established like the space magic starfighter stuff, and now it's all about the personal struggles, or at least it's supposed to be. If you've watched Andor, that's correct.
I do want to rewatch Andor like tonight. The
I was-
whole fucking thing.
I was thinking about that as I watched the Loki trailer. I'm like, this looks really, really good.
Almost as good as Andor.
And it's the same struggle that Marvel has had. I mean, the first couple shows were really, really great. I don't know exactly what the problem, like maybe just oversaturation. You just get fucking sick of it. But same thing with the Star Wars stuff. I feel like Andor is just, it's such a standout compared to everything else.
That's why.
Like it's so far beyond. And I'm like, do you need a couple mediocre things to make that like feel like it's that, or can you just all do that,
dude?
Like not
if we
three
just
Lord of the Rings are great. Like it's not like one, like 3's great because Two Towers was mediocre. It's like they're all great. Just make them all great.
Andor wouldn't have been any better or worse if Boba Fett didn't exist.
That's true.
Series.
Exactly. Yes.
It doesn't change anything. I was upset at Boba Fett because I wanted Boba Fett to be good. I liked Andor because Andor was great. That's where it just sits. I think the series are different enough, and even with them overlapping,
yeah.
Boba Fett being mediocre to me does not change the fact that I do still mostly like Mando, and they overlap so hard. So
it just makes me sad for Boba Fett.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I still remember seeing Andor for the first time. It's one of those things that just sits with you. It's like it was such a different take.
Who directed that?
I think they had different directors.
Really?
I just know it was the showrunner was Tony Gilroy, who did Rogue One. But yeah, that's typical for shows, you know, like I love that HBO does like the behind the scenes at the end of every episode of a show. I wish like we got that with Andor. Well, I mean all Star Wars stuff, but like as at the end of the episode as it comes out, there's like a 5-minute little featurette, which is awesome. Who's the director of this motherfucker?
I figured it'd be right at the top.
Well, not if it's different for every single one. Let me get it.
Oh, there is.
Toby Haynes. Like, I can't even load this page because of all the ads. Yeah, I think it differs. But that's typical, you know. Jesse Arm.
Go back.
What?
Go to the list. What's the highest rated one? The Reckoning, the third one. Keep going. Man, The Eye. 9.1.
Yeah.
Whoa, 9.4.
One Way Out. Yeah, One Way Out is a 9.4.
I remember my favorite one being the third episode. See, the prison ones are shaky for me, but they're all rated really, really well here.
Yeah.
What's The Eye?
That's when they're doing that heist job, when they finally do the heist and then escape, when they steal the payroll and stuff.
Oh, well then that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I thought that was the third one. It's a slower build.
They mirror, because The Reckoning is one where you see him as a teenager when they rescue him.
Yeah.
So you see him as a teenager escaping his original world, and then The Eye is him as a thief now. He's escaping with his homies.
Yeah. That's where he kills that guy at the end, because he's like, hey, let's just take the loot.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, that cemented it. I loved the whole run, and then once I got to the end of the episode, I was like, dude, they didn't hold back. They didn't just like tease me with some good stuff and then fucking go back to the goddamn formula. Like, they really did it.
They did. They made the decisions, which Star Wars hasn't done. Yeah. They're just like, gray area. Gray area. We've got Ahsoka coming up in like 3 weeks.
Couple weeks, baby. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited.
I'm ready. You want to willingly?
I'm not only excited to see Ahsoka on screen. I'm excited for her story. And for how dumb that sounds, I have been borderline, like even Andor, I was like, what are they really going to do? What are they really going to do? And then they did it. They did it really, really well. Yeah. Perfectly. But I'm still kind of like the Mando. I'm like, I like seeing this shit. I like seeing the Dark Troopers. But the story is still, I don't know. And even with them planting the seeds of Grogu, like first thing, you're like, oh, dude. And then it just kind of 3 seasons in. What are we doing still? Well, he still has Grogu.
Well, this is going to play into that.
I know.
Part of the verse, man.
Yeah, and it could be something along the lines of Ahsoka's dropping, like, hey, other Jedi that have randomly come across. I found a fucking baby Yoda.
Yeah. Remember Yoda? Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
He's a baby now.
He's a baby.
He's only 50. Can't talk.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for Ahsoka, man. For obvious reasons, but I am. This, like I said, this is the first time like I kind of know where they're going with the story, and I'm still fucking hyped to see it on screen.
Oh, I have no idea where they're going with it.
Well, she's hunting Thrawn.
Right. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
The fuck are they gonna do?
Well, all I'm saying is when Obi-Wan was launched, we're like, well, what the fuck is gonna happen? What are they gonna fill it in? Oh, he's just gonna be babysitting the whole time. I get it now.
That's harsh, dude.
But you don't know.
That's fair.
Here
unfair.
we at least see something on the horizon that she's gonna get to.
Well-
Is this supposed to be only one season? Sorry.
I have no idea.
I hope it is.
Really?
I hope it is only one season.
I think they confirmed Andor was only going to be 2.
God, that was like allotted for like 7 at one point or 5.
I have no idea.
And they cut back to 3. Now they're cutting back to 2.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know what they're gonna do. They need like a
Calendar.
I don't know what the term is. Not a reset.
A relaunch.
Nah, I don't even know what I would call it.
Rebrand.
They need to like re-establish.
A starting point, like a base.
Like, we tried all this stuff. Here's what we're gonna do.
Hey, I got an idea.
Which
Let's
is-
just wipe all canon.
No.
Everything Disney, wipe.
A lot of people would really love that.
That's we're being the reapers in that scenario. We just wipe it all again and say none of that matters again.
Well, if we really wanted to be the Reapers, then Star Wars would never have existed, and then George Lucas needs to create it again from
In
scratch.
this universe, Ahsoka looks like Goro. She's got 6 tits, and she Hulk
Instead of-
smashes shit.
Instead of 6 arms, she has 6 tits. 6 tits, 12 Lekus, you know.
All I'm saying is I'm watching. Good day, Galaxy. Thank you guys for
Alright.
tuning in. Appreciate it. We love you. We like you a little
most
bit.
of it.
Can't wait for Ahsoka.
I'm very much looking forward to that, and I hope you guys all tune around and watch it with us and everything else. So, all right, farewell.